today we get to have a sit down with the CEO of Kilimo Trust, and she'll be telling us all about the wonderful work they are doing for youth in agriculture in Eastern Africa. So karibu sana daktari.
Asante sana.
Kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Dr. Birungi Kortaro, and I am the CEO of Kilimo Trust. Kilimo Trust is a regional not-for-profit organization supporting all value chain actors, including farmers, to access markets in domestic, regional, and global markets.
All right. So you've spoken about accessing markets, but I also understand that job creation for the youth is a big area that Kilimo Trust is focusing on. So could you kindly tell us the work that Kilimo Trust is doing around job creation for the youth?
The jobs are an integral part of the work that we do, job creation, and we are doing a lot of work in the region to support youth in agribusiness. We see agribusiness as a tool for transformation, and the youth are integral in being part of that transformation. So the work that we are doing is, one, supporting the youth to understand where the opportunities are in the value chains. Most of the youth do not want to be involved in agriculture because of the heavy drudgery in production. We are able to support them by providing them with the information they need to understand where those opportunities exist within the value chains, whether it is crop or livestock. And those opportunities are upstream, providing them with opportunities that give them quick turnaround time, money, but also the risk of investment is low. And that's what the youth are looking for. So our work has integrated that. We do a lot of work in partnership with governments. We have worked with the government of Rwanda, specifically with the polytechnics and the TVET centers. One, to equip them with the curriculums that have an agribusiness component. So we found that the polytechnics and the TVETs had very good curriculums that provide the technical expertise, but if you're not providing, you're not going to be employed and you want to start your own business, how do you do it? And so the youth must be given dual competency skills and to be able to do that. And so those curriculums were developed. We also equipped the polytechnics and the TVET centers with the laboratories that they need to have to train the youth. And then in partnership with the public-private sector, we were able to get the youth to have 1 month of work placements. Now we're working with 180 companies in Rwanda where the youth get experiential learning skills to be able to work in those companies, whether they are employed there or elsewhere, but they have the practical knowledge to be able to join a company and work or start their own business.
All right, great. That's fantastic. And what would you say in your experience working with the youth and governments and other stakeholders in Rwanda and in Africa generally, what would you say you found to be the biggest challenge in the youth accessing opportunities in agriculture?
The greatest challenge, one, is information. The youth do not know where to go. It's what are the opportunities? And then after they have understood what they can do and they like it, it's financing. So we find that financing is a huge barrier. We still find that the traditional challenges that the agriculture face still trickle down to the youth. Youth do not have access to land, they do not have access to any productive assets that they own, and yet the banks still want them to provide collateral. So we want the financial institutions to be able to provide other modes of financing, and we're really embracing the work that is being done through mobile money platforms. The telcos are doing a great job there, and we want the collaboration between the telcos and the financial institutions to be much greater so that we can see that traction. It's not at the level we want it to be at. But once the youth have capital and they have the idea, they're able to run with the business opportunities.
All right.
Yeah.
And for some for a young person watching this, they're probably wondering, so how do I get myself to become a stakeholder or to benefit from the opportunities in agriculture? So where do they go? Yes, they don't have the land, they don't have the financing, but what is the starting point for youth looking to get into agriculture?
I think one is equipping themselves with information. We will let them know, we can let them know they can go to the Kilimo Trust websites. We have our presence in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. There's a lot of information on our digital platforms to tell them where these opportunities exist. But we also work a lot with the local governments. So if they go to the districts, we have, in some countries, we have been able to equip them with the information of where these opportunities exist, and they are able to plug in to be able to see what they need, where they can fit in, what is required in terms of skilling, and how they can get those skills. And then now the financing comes in.
All right.
Yeah.
And bringing it down to our local context here in Kenya, I understand that Kilimo Trust is working with partners to set up a regenerative agriculture institution at Egerton. Kindly tell us about that and what does that mean for the youth in Kenya generally and in the region?
I think for us, with support from the IKEA Foundation, we are setting up a center on regenerative agriculture. It's a center of excellence on regenerative agriculture. It's designed to support not just Kenya, but East Africa and Southern Africa. This is really to support not just the farmers, the youth, the students at the universities, in different universities, researchers, but information, they should be able to get information on climate adaptation approaches that have worked well so that they don't have to replicate, they don't have to replicate and utilize resources. Doing this research again, we have found successful business models that work. In the work that we are doing on regenerative agriculture, we are also able to, we have been able to find youth models that work. All that will be at the Center of Excellence on Regenerative Agriculture, and we are able to share that not just with the wider community in Kenya, in East Africa, but globally. And we hope that we can have strong collaborations with other institutions globally to share information on how the youth can benefit from the center.
All right, thank you. And finally, your final words to policymakers in regards to investing in the young African population in agriculture, your advice or your call to action to them, and also what do you say to the youth who are eager to get into agriculture?
To the youth, I'm telling you the opportunities in agribusiness exist. It is agribusiness, the business opportunities exist. I want them to be mindful of the fact that people must eat, and therefore agriculture is there to stay. We must see how best we ensure that people feed. And so the digital economy presents opportunities for them, and they're there, they can come in to invest in that area. For the public sector, for governments, a lot needs to be done in collaboration with the private sector in order to support job creation. And I'm really calling on the public sector to support initiatives like the rural youth employment support initiatives we have done, so that we can be able to scale out some of these successful models, not just in Kenya, but around the continent.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Birungi, and you're doing a good job supporting the youth because indeed there's so much that needs to be done to support the youth and ensure that we keep Africa fed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I've heard it about the work that Kilimo Trust is doing to invest in the youth. These are the stories that the youth want told, that the youth needs to be aware of. So thank you so much. If you like this video, can you give it a thumbs up, like, share, and let us know what else would you want to know about youth in agriculture. This is Agriculture Made Attractive. My name is Lucy Mutongi.